What is up, you beautiful beings? I just send you guys only love and nothing but love on this new day. Now, I just wanted to come on here and just start speaking because I had a very intriguing moment with myself, with my soul, with spirit, and I feel that a lot of us go through this on a continuous basis, especially to the point that we don't understand why we feel the way that we do. But I hope I could bring some clarity into your life so you can find a way to understand yourself. See, our soul is tired. Our soul is tired. Have you ever had those days where you're just so exhausted, but it's not like you had a busy day. It's not like you were doing something busy. It's not like you were hanging out with people you didn't want to hang out with. You just felt an exhaustion within you. What if that is just your soul yearning for you to understand it, signaling to you it needs your attention? You know, the reason why I wanted to talk about this, I felt inspired to do this video. And the reason I feel like I was inspired when my one was just on the clock is because, you know, when I was doing my morning routine today, and I was doing my prayer was a lot different than I ever prayed before. It was more congruent. It was more confident. It was more sturdy. And you know that sturdy energy when you're listening to someone who is very confident in what they're saying and you just feel their intention behind it. You feel the power behind it. That's how I felt. That's how I knew my prayer was really being heard. And I'm not saying that when you pray, God doesn't hear your prayers. But when you're ready to really allow yourself to be heard, there's a different feeling to that. So when I did do that prayer, I even asked myself, what are things that I need to remember that I've forgotten about myself that's really going to help me, my elevation, my evolution of my soul, of who I'm meant to be with God? And you guys, you know, it's funny. I actually had an Akashic record not too long ago with one of my really great friends. And if you don't know what Akashic record is, the Akashic records are pretty much the books that they have for every individual in this universe, on this planet. And that book pretty much just explains their whole life story, the lessons they've learned, the tests that they went through, pretty much everything. One book for each individual's lives on this planet. And so she has the ability to tap into that library of the universe to see what are in our Akashic records. Well, when she went into mine, it made so much sense, you guys. The Akashic records are pretty much going back into your past lives, what your soul has went through. And in my past life, my soul went through pretty much the monk phase, falling in love with the rich girl. Because I was a man in the past life, falling in love with the rich girl. And, you know, not being able to have her, be with her, because I wasn't at her standards, her level back in those days, those times. I think it was around maybe, the night days, you know, with the swords and all that, all the war. And, you know, I hid myself in a cave. And it was to the point that even though I was so enlightened, I stood in that cave for the rest of my existence. And, you know, there was such an epiphany that happened this morning, where when I re-listened to that moment of getting my Akashic record done, there was something within me that whirled up, if that's even a freaking word. But it subtly came up, and the feeling was, I'm tired of holding on. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of hiding. I felt that to my core. And when I felt that to my core, I was like, wow, my soul is exhausted. It's tired. It's tired of this story that it keeps replaying, that it's not good enough when it exists. Just because I had one person that I really wanted in my past life that didn't love me, I hid myself. And it made so much sense because that's how I felt all my life during this lifespan. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel like I truly loved myself, or if I was lovable, or if I was good enough. I was making shit hard on myself, you know? And that's what we do in this lifetime as humans. We're so fucking hard on ourselves. We don't give ourselves enough compassion, enough understanding, enough love. Please understand that you're a multidimensional being. You have lived many fucking lifetimes, if you believe it or not. So when you come into this lifetime, you are still holding on to karma, to energy from those past lives. Now, I'm not saying you need to do the inner work to take care of those past lives, but what I am telling you, you need to do the inner work to take care of this life, yourself. So if you have those days where your soul is exhausted, realize something, that this is not the end. This life, this physicality, it's not the end. And I say that because we make it the end to the point that we feel like we gotta get shit done right now. No, we don't gotta get nothing done right now. All we gotta do is be present with yourself. When was the last time you give yourself recognition for how much you grew? When was the last time you really told yourself you love yourself? When was the last time you gave yourself a hug? You may think that's weird, but when was the last time you really gave yourself the love that you yearned for? That's the question. And the reason why this is so important, why I feel this is important, is because your soul needs you. We think we come into this life having no control. We do have control. We're just not living in our bodies. We're not present with ourselves. And because we're not present with ourselves, of course we're going to walk around and keep living life as if like there's no meaning to it, because we're not putting meaning into it. It's because we're not understanding the meaning of who we are. So if your soul is tired, stop trying to make everything happen at once. Try to understand yourself. Try to see what yourself needs. Majority of the time, we're so fearful of vulnerability that we can't even sit with our own chaos and cry. Do you know how sad that is? It is so sad to the point we don't know how to be vulnerable, so we use toxic strategies and tactics to take care of that hurt within. But what if we can solve all of our own problems? What if we can actually put a smile on our face? What if we actually could give ourselves permission to feel happy in this moment right now? All because we choose to listen to our soul. All because we choose to say, I'm good enough to be still and relax right now. Because I deserve to know what I really need, not what my ego wants. The ego is a tool. It's not who you are. The ego is the mind. It's here to help you receive ideas to create. It's not who you are. Your heart, that's love. That's who you are. Your love is a replica and a reflection of God's love. And that is who you are. And that is the only thing that you need to figure out in this lifetime. And when you can figure that out, when you can discover that, it's not something you figure out. When you discover that, when you engulf yourself in that, when you embody the love that's already residing within you and understand that, you create space for your soul to be understood and seen by you. This life, it's not about getting things. It's not about having things. It's about understanding who you are. And what are you doing to give yourself to this world? It's not about getting. Yeah, it is not only about giving. It's about being. Allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to be seen, be heard, be felt, be loved. There's so much love around us. It's time that we start seeing it within ourselves first, because it's there. And you may think, there's no love. I don't see it. You don't see it? You don't see it? When you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you don't see that love? You don't see the fact that you don't wake yourself up in the morning. You just happen to open your eyes. Don't you think there's love behind the reasoning of all of that? There is. So the whole point of this video, my beautiful beings, is that your soul is tired. Don't give up on it though. Because even though you're tired, even though you don't understand who you are, that is a perfect time to get to know who you are. That is a perfect time to not react on your impulses of going for that cigarette or going for that blunt or going for that drink or going for the remote or going for your cell phone. What if you held back on those impulses and really bring mindfulness to what your soul is trying to tell you, and allow yourself to be vulnerable with yourself. Vulnerability brings in authenticity, and authenticity brings in truth. And guess what? With truth, we can really allow ourselves to be free. Allow yourself to understand yourself. That is all you will ever need, is to feel whole and complete with yourself. But first, it takes you seeing you for who you truly are, with the pain and without the pain. But other than that, my beautiful beings, I really hope that helped. Really hope that brought clarity. In some way possible, I hoped my words and my energy helped you today. But other than that, I love you guys so much. If you want to book your own healing session or private reading, all of my information is down in the description box below. I love you guys so much. Please be patient with yourself. Have compassion with yourself. Be fair with yourself. And fight. Show up for your life. Show up for you. And fight against things that don't want you to be happy. And that is including the part of yourself that you believe is not worthy of existing. That part of you deserves to let go and really understand what love is. So it's time to fight against the old you, practically. But I love you guys so much. I appreciate you all dearly. I truly do. Please take care of yourself and have a blissful day. Namaste.